Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can set up controllers for APIs and the basic routing for it. So you can create a controller with the make command, and let's just call it post controller, and I'll just create you a blank controller. But if we delete this, there are two other ways that I mainly use to create API controllers. So you can do this, use API, and then that will give you all of the functions that would be expected out of like a RESTful API. And then you can go even further with this by passing in the model. I think it's just M and then post, because we have a post model, so it's a post controller. And then it should add the post in as a function argument. I'm going to go into more detail into each of these functions in a later video, but for now, just so you know, the index will show all of the posts, well, all of the posts that you want to show. The store will store the post, the show will show an individual post, update obviously would update the post, and then destroy would delete the post or destroy it. The other way I would normally create controllers for APIs would be to create an invocable controller. Now, to create an invocable controller, you would do this. Again, art is just PHP artisan, it's just a shortcut I've created. So you just make the controller and then give it the controller name. I've just added invoke for this, and then you got to pass the I flag. So after you've done that, it's created this. Now, an invocable controller is a single function controller. It's really handy if you've only got one purpose for this controller. If it's just to, I don't know, for example, check in a user or that kind of functionality where it's just, you only need a controller for one thing. I've just changed that invocable controller to be a publish post controller, because I don't think it's very good to just have the post model and then invoke. So now I'm going to show you routing, well, very basic routing. In the next tutorial I'm going to show you more advanced routing. So this is the default one it gives you, and then just to save some time I have copied this. So we'll import these. So let me explain what's going on here. So this is the root facade from Laravel, and this is the get HTTP method. And then you pass it the root, you give it the controller, and then you give it the method name in that controller. So again, it's using that index function. If we go back here, you can use all of the expected ones. So there's post, delete, and then there is patch. So you might notice something different between these two get roots. So this is the post controller and this is the publish post controller, which again, it's an invocable controller. You don't have to pass the function name when you're using an invocable controller. This is because Laravel it knows that it only has one function, because it only has an invocable function, so you don't need to tell it like invoke or something like that in here. And again, if you want to, you could add another function. So let's go publish, and then you could use that in here. You don't have to use the ones that it gives you. It's just best practice too. I just want to mention something really quickly, and it's actually really important. These roots are currently publicly accessible. Anybody on the internet could access them if they knew the root. So to prevent this, there's a couple things you could do. You could go into the controller, not that controller, this controller, and you could add something like this. So abort if there is no auth user, so returning 403. But this obviously is not great, because it leaves loads of room for error. You could forget one, you could forget it on a function or something like that. So Laravel gives us middleware. Now middleware, you can add it to a root like this. Oh no, sorry, that's not it. Middleware, and then you can go auth sanctum. So this means that this root is protected by middleware. So this middleware stops any unauthenticated users from accessing the root. The next episode is going to be on advanced routing, so I'm going to go into a lot more detail on middleware and lots of other cool features that Laravel gives us to help tidy this up. And that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then please do like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next episode.